right, so the White Lotus, you know it, I know it, everyone's talking about it. And why not? It's like this cultural touchstone that drops us right into these incredible locations. I mean, seriously, the places they choose are just ridiculously beautiful and, yeah, often tense, always got some drama brewing. And this next season, they're headed to Thailand, which has got everyone buzzing.
Absolutely. Thailand's got this
That's,
allure. Exotic,
yeah.
right? Mysterious.
Mhm.
So it makes sense why they'd set it there.
Exactly. But you know what? Beyond the whole what's going to happen next, who's going to betray who, I actually found something even juicier. You sent over this article digging into the real life relationships of the actors, like not the characters, but the real people. And what's fascinating is how it ties right into this whole Thailand setting. Some of them have this past with Thailand that goes way deeper than just filming a TV show.
Oh, yeah. It's not just about the on-screen drama. It's like peering behind the curtain.
Yeah.
You start to see these real lives playing out against this backdrop of Thailand, and it adds this whole other layer to the story. You've got those who've been together forever, some just starting out, even some who have faced some real tough times and found peace in unexpected ways.
It's almost like a mirror to the show itself,
Mhm.
right? All these different relationship dynamics and life experiences happening alongside the fiction. And it got me thinking, what can we learn from these stories? How does it inform how we see the show? How does it inform how we see our own lives? That's what we're diving into today, the real life loves, losses, and unexpected connections of the White Lotus cast. And yeah, Thailand plays a pretty significant role too.
It's like a real-life drama unfolding right before our eyes.
Mhm.
And like you said, these stories resonate because they touch on universal themes: love, loss, resilience, things we all experience in our own ways.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about Walton Goggins. His story is just, well, it's kind of wild. He's going back to Thailand for this new season, right? But as he's there, he starts having these crazy deja vu moments, like full on recognizing places he'd been to, but like 2 decades earlier.
Yeah. And the context of that first trip, it just adds this whole other layer of meaning. This was back in 2004, right after his first wife, Leanne Knight, passed away. She died by suicide, which is just incredibly tragic. And so Thailand wasn't just some random vacation for him. It was the first stop on this like global journey he took, almost like he was trying to outrun the grief.
Right. It wasn't just sightseeing. It was like a pilgrimage of sorts, a way to process this unimaginable loss. He even said it felt really unrecoverable at the time. And for the next 3 years, he intentionally sought out what the article calls questionable life experiences, but not in like a drug-fueled, reckless way. More like a deep internal seeking, you know?
You're like a soul-searching kind of thing.
Hmm.
He went to Vietnam, Cambodia, India. But Thailand, that was the starting point. It's like that place holds the imprint of that early grief, the rawness of it all.
And so, flash forward to now. He's back in Thailand, but with this whole different perspective. He's talking about specific islands he remembers, roads, beaches, even boardwalks. It's crazy how those sensory details can stay with you for so long.
It's like those places hold a piece of our past, our memories, emotions. They get woven into the fabric of the place itself.
Totally. And then there's this one moment, his last night filming in Bangkok. He's looking around and realizes that the dock, the hotel, it's the exact spot where he first arrived in Thailand 20 years ago. And he describes being in so much fucking pain back then. Can you imagine? Like full circle, right back to where it all began.
It's got to be heavy, like facing your past self in a way. But also kind of beautiful, because now he's not that same person drowning in grief.
Mm-hmm.
He has this new life, a new love. He's married to Nadia Connors, and they have their son, Augustus.
Yeah, it's like proof that even after the darkest of times, healing is possible. He even said he just wanted to hug his past self, like to offer comfort, reassurance. And isn't that what we all crave when we're hurting? To know that it won't always feel this way? He's playing Rick Hatchett this season opposite Amy Lou Wood, and he's been with Nadia since 2011. They met back in 2005 through a friend. So it really feels like this whole full circle redemption story. What does it say about the human spirit that someone can find love and build this whole new life after such profound loss?
It shows that we're capable of incredible resilience, that even when it feels like everything's shattered, there's this innate capacity for healing and growth. And that love, it can bloom in the most unexpected places.
Right. It gives me hope. You know, like no matter how dark things get, there's always the possibility of light. Okay, so moving on, let's talk Jason Isaacs. His character in The White Lotus is married to the one played by Parker Posey, but in real life, his relationship story is pretty fascinating. He's been with Emma Hewitt for ages. They actually met way back in the 80s at the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama.
Wow. So they've been together since before he was even famous. That's a long time to weather the ups and downs of life, let alone the pressures of Hollywood.
Yeah, and their story takes an even deeper turn when you consider his past struggles with addiction. He got sober in 1998, and it seems like that was a turning point not just for him, but for their relationship as well.
It makes sense. Addiction can put a huge strain on any relationship. But it also makes you wonder, what was it like for Emma to navigate all of that?
Well, the article mentions this really interesting moment. After he got sober, Emma was ready for those next steps, buying a house, starting a family. But Jason, he felt like they needed a reset. Like they had to redate after a decade of being together, but with him sober this time.
That's a really mature perspective. He recognized that he was a different person now, and that in order to move forward authentically, they needed to rebuild their connection from a place of honesty.
Totally. And Emma's response is just so beautiful. She said she always loved who I really was and who I really could be. Talk about unwavering faith, right? They eventually got married in 2001 and now have two daughters. And the article mentions that Emma actually put her own successful career on hold to support Jason's work and their journey with IBF. It speaks volumes about the sacrifices that often come with long-term love.
It really does. It's a reminder that relationships are a two-way street. Sometimes it requires one person to step back to allow the other to flourish. And that kind of selfless support, it can be incredibly powerful.
Okay, so switching gears a bit, let's talk about Patrick Schwarzenegger and Abby Champion. They've been together since 2015, and get this, they met through a mutual friend. But the twist is, Abby was actually on a date with this friend when she met Patrick. Talk about fate stepping in.
Wow, that's a meet cute for the books. It makes you wonder, did they just instantly hit it off? Was there this immediate spark despite the awkward circumstances?
Right, it's like something out of a movie, and they've been going strong ever since. Patrick's playing Saxon in the new season, and they got engaged back in December of 2023 and are planning to tie the knot sometime in 2025.
So they're taking their time with the wedding planning. That's smart. No need to rush into things.
Exactly. And Patrick seems super committed to making Abby happy throughout the whole process. He even posted this adorable Instagram tribute to her, talking about how she inspires him with her dedication to family, friends, her faith, and her work.
Oh, that's sweet. He sounds really smitten. It's nice to see that kind of public display of affection. It's like he's celebrating their love for the world to see.
Totally. Okay, let's talk Sam Nivola and Iris Apatow. They're a bit newer on the scene, but things seem to be getting pretty serious. They've even moved in together. And they've totally owned the whole Nepo baby thing, since their parents are all big names in Hollywood. But they're quick to point out that they actually met through a mutual friend, just like regular people.
Right. They met at a bar in London. But here's the thing. Iris was actually in a relationship at the time. So when Sam first tried to make a move, she wasn't interested.
Timing is everything, right? But once Iris was single, sparks flew. They went Instagram official in the spring of 2024, and now they've taken that big step of living together. Sam seems completely head over heels, saying he's so in love, and he's not worried about them getting tired of each other, even though they're young and moved in fast.
It's refreshing to hear that kind of optimism, isn't it?
Yeah.
They seem really sure of themselves and their connection.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, does having parents in the same industry help or hurt a relationship? On one hand, they totally get each other's lifestyles. On the other hand, that can also bring a whole lot of pressure and scrutiny. Sam's playing Lachlan this season, and Iris has been in the perfect couple in the bubble, so they're both building their careers.
It definitely adds another layer of complexity. But ultimately, it comes down to their individual compatibility and shared values. Hollywood or no Hollywood.
Okay, let's move on to a couple that's been together for a while now. Leslie Bibb and Sam Rockwell. And their How We Met story is peak Hollywood. Picture this. The Chateau Marmont. It's 2007. Leslie's having dinner. Sam's staying there while filming Frost Nixon. And he just smiles at her from across the lobby.
Sometimes the simplest gestures are the most powerful, right? Like, who knew a smile could lead to a long-term romance?
It's like a scene straight out of a movie. And Leslie admits her first thought was, oh no, what's that? Like a mix of intrigue and maybe a bit of apprehension, right?
Yeah, you get that vibe. Like, who is this guy? And what does he want?
Totally. Anyway, they went on their first date about a week later. Leslie says she tried to play it cool, like, I'm not looking for anything serious, but then boom, 3 weeks in, she's telling him, I love you so much.
Sometimes you just can't fight the feels, right? When you know, you know.
Exactly, and they've been together ever since, though they never actually got married. Leslie even posted this sweet Instagram anniversary message for their Sweet 16 last year. It makes you wonder, what is it about their dynamic that works so well? Why choose to stay unmarried after all these years?
It challenges that conventional idea that marriage is the only way to have a committed relationship. They've clearly found what works for them. And it's a reminder that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to love and commitment.
Okay, next up, let's talk about Michelle Monaghan and Pete White. Michelle's character in The White Lotus is Jacqueline Lemon, who, let's be real, loves a good bit of gossip. But in real life, her relationship with Pete seems like the total opposite, super supportive and drama-free.
Yeah, they seem rock solid. And there's this one anecdote that really highlights their dynamic. It was right after their wedding in 2005, and Michelle was filming Mission Impossible 3rd. She had to do this intense kissing scene with Tom Cruise. It was literally days after they got married. They even skipped their honeymoon for filming.
Talk about a potential recipe for disaster, right? But Pete, he was totally cool with it. He even joked later, saying, "How cool is it that you were making out with Tom Cruise on our honeymoon?"
That's a secure man right there.
He sounds like a keeper. And that kind of lightheartedness, it can go a long way in diffusing tension.
Absolutely. They have 2 kids, and they do this really cool thing where they have weekly check-ins every Sunday. It's their time to talk about priorities, support each other's goals, and just stay connected. It's like a mini relationship tune-up, you know?
I love that. It's so intentional. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day chaos of life, but they're making a conscious effort to prioritize their connection.
Okay, so next up, let's talk about Carrie Coon, who plays Lori in The White Lotus. She's married to Tracy Letts, the playwright. And their love story is kind of epic. They met back in 2010 while working on Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and they both won Tony Awards for their performances. Talk about a power couple.
They're both super talented.
Yeah.
And that shared experience, winning a Tony together, it must have been incredibly bonding. Totally. And then their wedding story is even crazier. It was 2013, and they were planning a low-key courthouse ceremony. But the night before, Tracy had to have emergency gallbladder surgery. So they ended up getting married in the hospital, officiated by a chaplain who had never done a wedding before.
Whoa, that's amazing. Like a true testament to in sickness and in health, right? They didn't let a little thing like emergency surgery derail their plans.
Right. Talk about rolling with the punches. They now have 2 kids. And Carrie had to clarify a comment she made about being open-minded in their marriage. People took it to mean they had an open relationship, but she shut that down, saying it was just a misunderstanding.
It's a good reminder that things aren't always what they seem, especially when it comes to celebrities and their personal lives.
Okay, so let's circle back to Walton Goggins and Nadia Connors. The article gives us a little more insight into how they met back in 2005. It was through a mutual friend who was adamant that Nadia meet Walton at this fundraising dinner. Sometimes those friends just know, right?
It sounds like it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Nadia turned her back on everyone else at the table to focus solely on Walton. She even straight up asked him to tell her about himself.
Bold move. I love it. And Walton was a bit taken aback at first, but clearly intrigued. They ended up talking the whole night, and when it was time to go, Nadia asked Walton to take her home and give her his number.
She took charge. It's a good reminder that sometimes you have to be proactive in pursuing a connection.
Totally. And it obviously worked out beautifully. They got married in 2011, the same year their son was born. And Walton's recent Instagram post about his family is just overflowing with love and gratitude. It's clear that their connection is as strong as ever.
It's a nice reminder that those initial sparks can lead to something truly special and lasting. All right, so now for a little bit of intrigue. Blackpink's Lisa, who plays Mook in The White Lotus, has been linked to French businessman Frédéric Arnault. It's mostly speculation at this point, but the rumor mill's been churning.
Yeah. Neither of them has confirmed anything officially, but there have been a lot of sightings of them together. Frederick's been spotted at Lisa's concerts, she's been seen at his events, and Lisa even has a song lyric that some fans think is a reference to a green-eyed French boy. It's definitely adding fuel to the fire.
The intrigue is real, and it makes you wonder, how do celebrities navigate these early stages of a relationship when the whole world's watching? It's gotta be tough.
Totally. Every move they make gets scrutinized. It can't be easy to build something genuine under that kind of pressure.
Agreed. Okay, moving on to a couple who is keeping things a bit more under wraps. Arnas Federvicius, whose White Lotus character is single, is actually dating Emerald Tubia in real life. She divorced Prince Royce back in 2022.
Right. And it seems like sometime after that, she and Arnas found each other. They went Instagram official in 2023, but they've generally kept their relationship pretty private.
Yeah, they're not ones for oversharing on social media. But Emerald did join Arnas in Thailand while he was filming. That's a pretty big gesture, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. It shows a level of commitment and support. And Emerald even posted a photo on Instagram expressing how proud she is of Arnis, calling their time in Thailand an unforgettable ride.
It's heartwarming to see that kind of mutual support, especially in a demanding industry like entertainment. Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about Morgana O'Reilly, who plays Pam in The White Lotus. She's married to Peter Salmon, and their story has a funny twist. They're both from New Zealand, have tons of mutual friends, but they actually met for the first time in New York City.
Talk about a small world. It's like they had to travel halfway across the globe to bump into each other.
Crazy, right? And now they're married with 2 kids. And not just life partners, but creative partners as well.
Yeah. They've worked together on a series and even adapted Morgana's stage show into a film. She's described it as a very personal project about their love story and the birth of their children.
That's beautiful. It's like their relationship is woven into the fabric of their art.
And finally, just a quick update on John Grease, who played Greg. Or was it Gary? Anyway, Jennifer Coolidge's husband in The White Lotus, he recently revealed that he got married in real life, but he did it in a very John Grease way.
Right. It came out casually in a Harper's Bazaar video.
Yeah.
He didn't even mention his wife's name, just slipped it in that they'd gotten married as of Friday.
So low-key. And then he mentioned that one of the last things he Googled was directions to the courthouse. Classic John Grease.
Love it. It's a nice reminder that not every celebrity marriage needs to be this big spectacle. So as we wrap up, what are some of the big takeaways from all these stories? What themes keep popping up for you?
Well, for me, it's the resilience of the human spirit. The way people can navigate heartbreak and loss and still come out the other side, finding love and happiness in unexpected ways. And the way relationships evolve. There's no one right way to do it.
Absolutely. And it's fascinating how Thailand plays into all of this. For some, like Walton Goggins, it's this place of deep personal significance tied to a past trauma. For others, it's the backdrop for their blossoming love story or a place of creative collaboration.
It's like Thailand is the silent character in all these stories, right? And I think it just goes to show that even though these actors might seem like they live in a different world, they go through the same things we all do. Love, heartbreak, loss, resilience. It's universal.
It's a reminder that we're all connected in ways we may not even realize, and that these shared human experiences, they transcend fame, fortune, and location. What really stood out to you, listener? What resonated with you? Maybe it's Walton Goggins' journey of healing. Maybe it's the unwavering support in Michelle and Pete's relationship. Or perhaps it's the serendipitous meeting of Morgana and Peter. Whatever it is, I hope these stories have sparked a reflection. A reminder that even amidst the chaos and uncertainty of life, there's always beauty to be found, connection to be made, and love to be cherished.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring those connections. You never know what you might discover.